Dara often felt like life had stopped moving forward. Standing outside his simple wooden house, he would watch the quiet sunrise, and every day felt exactly the same. The stillness of the morning seemed to reflect the stillness in his own life, a life he felt was stuck, without progress or change. He worked hard, day in and day out, but his heart always felt heavy as he walked to the rice fields each morning. His head hung low, a familiar weight on his shoulders. He would see other villagers passing by, their faces carrying a mix of expressions, but his was always one of resignation. He couldn't help but wonder why, despite all his efforts, nothing ever seemed to change for him. It was a question that echoed in his mind, unanswered. The world around him was bursting with life. Villagers were active, plowing their fields with determined energy, carrying goods to the market, their laughter echoing through the air. Children ran freely, their joyful shouts filling the spaces between the houses. Everyone seemed to be moving, growing, and full of vitality. Yet, inside, Dara felt completely lost, a silent observer in a world he no longer felt a part of. He felt disconnected from the very rhythm of life that surrounded him. One day, he found himself in the busy local market. The air was thick with the smells of grilled meat and fresh fruit. Vendors called out to customers, their voices a lively chorus. People were laughing, bartering, and sharing stories. He saw the vibrant energy, the constant motion, and it struck him deeply. He realized the world wasn't standing still at all. It was moving, constantly changing. The problem wasn't the world. It was his own mind, stuck in the same place, replaying the same old thoughts of defeat and stagnation. Seeking some kind of answer, he visited a wise elder in the village, a man known for his calm and insightful perspective. The elder was sitting on a simple bamboo bed under the shade of a large mango tree, his face etched with the wisdom of many years. Dara shared his feelings of being stuck, of his heavy heart. The elder listened patiently, then looked at him with kind eyes and said something that would change everything. Life does unchange first. Your mindset does. Those words struck Dara like a lightning bolt. He stood there, confused but also deeply curious. Could it really be that simple? Could it be that his own thoughts, the silent narrative he told himself every day, were the very chains holding him back from the life he wanted? The idea was both startling and empowering. It was a seed of a new possibility planted in his mind. He decided to try. He started with one simple, small change. As he was walking home, he saw an old woman struggling to carry a heavy basket of vegetables. His first instinct was to walk past, lost in his own troubles. But then, the elder's words came back to him. Instead of complaining internally about his own burdens, he chose to help. He walked over, offered to carry the basket, and a small, genuine smile from the woman warmed his heart in a way he had unfelt for a long time. It was a tiny act, but it felt significant. It was a shift from self-pity to service. With this new perspective, he began to observe the people around him more closely. He saw villagers laughing and singing while they worked under the hot sun. He realized that happy people also had problems. They faced droughts, illnesses, and hardships just like he did. The difference wasn't in their circumstances, it was in their thoughts. They chose to focus on connection, on the shared effort, on finding joy in the process rather than dwelling on the struggle. They chose different thoughts. This realization was a profound turning point for him. He started practicing gratitude as he sat near his family's cows, feeding them fresh grass. He consciously looked for things to be thankful for. The gentle lowing of the animals, the coolness of the evening breeze, the simple act of providing care. Slowly, these ordinary moments, which he had ignored for years, began to feel like precious gifts. Gratitude was turning his mundane world into a place of quiet wonder. He brought this new energy to his work. Walking into the rice field was no longer a heavy-hearted chore. With every step he took in the muddy water, with every seedling he planted, he whispered a mantra to himself: "Change my thoughts, change my life." The words became a rhythm, a source of inner strength. His work was still hard, but his spirit felt light. He was no longer just going through the motions. He was actively participating in his own transformation, one thought at a time. He also began to consciously choose who he spent his time with. He gravitated towards the positive, encouraging villagers who always had a good word to share. He listened to their stories, shared in their laughter, and felt their supportive energy. He realized that the people you surround yourself with can either lift you up or pull you down. He chose to be lifted. One evening, he sat by the river, watching the water flow peacefully. He picked up a small, smooth stone, holding it in his palm. He thought about all the negativity that had weighed him down for so long, the worry about the future, the doubt in his own abilities, the fear of staying stuck forever. He clenched his fist around the stone, then took a deep breath and threw it into the water. He watched as it disappeared beneath the surface, the ripples slowly fading away. In that moment, he decided to let go of all of it, just like that stone sinking peacefully into the river. He chose to release the past and embrace the present. And then, something amazing began to happen. As his mindset changed, opportunities started to appear. War, maybe. He thought they were always there, waiting for him to finally notice. He saw a group of men from the village building a new community shed. Instead of watching from a distance, he walked over and joined them. He learned new skills, he shared stories, he smiled and felt the camaraderie of working together towards a common goal. He was no longer on the outside looking in. He was an active, valued member of his community. With each new day, with each positive choice, his confidence grew. He stood taller. His smile was genuine and frequent, and his eyes shone with a new light. He felt lighter, stronger, and more alive than he had in years. The heavy weight that had burdened his heart was gone, replaced by a sense of purpose and hope. He was no longer just Dara, the man who felt stuck. He was Dara, a man who was creating his own change. As another sunrise painted the Cambodian sky with brilliant colors, Dara walked down the familiar dirt road, this time surrounded by friends, neighbors, and the gentle rhythm of village life. And in that moment, he understood the profound truth that had been waiting for him all along. When you change your mindset, when you change the story you tell yourself, your whole life begins to change. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that inspire.